J-Knight Batrep!
So welcome back to part 3 of this J-Knight battle report, in which Owen's Imperial Guard are facing my Grey Knights, and I'm currently up 3-0. So basically, Owen has to table me. Imperial Guard, turn 3. So the Vendetta decides to fly completely off the table so that it can come back in next turn. And he moves back his Veteran Squad, or Guardsman Squad, a little bit, and moves back the Veteran Squad as well, so that they can all turn around and shoot at Drago and the Paladin Squad that surrounds him. And they all get into the correct area. And then the final squad decides to move up out of the crater and advance towards the other squads, so that once again it can turn and just rapid fire that lonely Paladin to death. The Storm Guard then also move up. Just once again, he's just creating this giant wall of guns so that he can target those two lonely paladins and shoot them to death. He then says command orders and passes them, so they each get an extra shot for his veteran squad. He unloads all of his shooting, gets only 4 hits and 4 wounds, and I passed them all, so they're in pretty good shape. And only the sniper wounds with the blue dice. I have to roll my 5+ invul, but I fail it, so another wound goes on that squad. He then opens up with the other squad, gets 2 hits with the non-sniper, and I roll double 1s. Luckily I feel no pain, but I don't pass either of my feel no pains, and I lose a guy due to 2 wounds instantly. Luck is not on my side today. The third squad then shoots. The sniper misses, gets 1 wound total. And I pass my 2+ save, so finally the dice are agreeing with me a little bit. The other squad then once again unloads on Drago's squad, gets 2 wounds. I roll, but I pass both my 2+ armor saves. And finally the last squad then opens fire on Paladin squad. Get many hits, but out of all those hits only gets 1 wound by rolling a 5. I roll my normal armor save, and of course I pass it again. So not much happened during that turn. So now, Grey Knights, turn 3. Let's see if I can respond to all that firepower. I begin by moving up the Paladin squad with Drago and separating the two, so the Paladin squad can assault the one squad and Drago can assault the other, taking out 2 victory points at the same time. Perhaps foolishly, but we'll find out in the future. And then the other squad then moves up, ready to assault the Storm Troopers. They shoot their guns at the stormtroopers, get 4 hits and 4 wounds, and kill 4 of them. They rolled for their leadership check, and they fail and run 6 inches towards their table edge, which actually puts them closer to my assault range. Drago then shoots at the squad, gets 2 hits and 2 wounds, and kills 2 of them. And finally, the other small squad fires at the guardsmen and wipes them pretty much all out with shooting. So now it's just Drago to assault that one squad, and those guys are going to assault the other squad. They overwatch, and that 1 wound ends up actually killing my 1 guy. So in the end, I can only assault 1 of those 2 squads. I can't split them up and do 2 assaults at the same time, and so luck is just not on my side today. And that 1 guy with a hammer gets surrounded by all those guardsmen. Drago then assaults, and they overwatch back. 3 hits, but no wounds, needing 5s. I roll my distance, and I get 6 inches, which is plenty to get him in, which is all good. Drago goes first, and with his mastercrafted sword, gets all 5 hits with his 5 attacks. And out of those 5 hits, he gets 4 wounds. So he ends up killing 4 of them with his power sword. Or 4 swords, sorry. The guardsmen get 4 attacks back, but miss with all of them. I won, so he rolls a leadership check and fails with an 11, and runs 10 inches towards his table edge. So they're practically running off the table too. And now Drago is separated from his squad, and that might lead to some pain. And I get to move 1 inch for consolidation. Then the other combat, his guys get to go first because I'm at initiative 1. They get 1 wound, and I pass. I then get 1 hit and 1 wound. So 1 of the guardsmen dies, I win combat, he rolls a leadership check, but passes with a 5. So at the end of this turn, you can see the battlefield. Basically, I have 1 paladin left, surrounded by a group of them. Drago's off on his own, and the 4 remaining paladins are off on their own as well, about to be all lit up by all those guardsmen. So we'll see what happens in the next turn. And as you can see, I'm winning right now 4-0, which means Owen has to table me, or he's going to lose. So thank you very much for watching part 3 of this battle report, and when you're ready, click on the link below to go to part 4.